Now on CoastTV News.
Help is on the way. Governor Carney sending National Guard troops from Delaware down to Florida as Hurricane Milton hits.
More development. A major project in Lewis is now one step closer to reality. The staggering number of homes that will be added if it's completed.
Odor outrage. Why people in Millsboro are asking, what stinks?
And bay buildup. Why Fenwick is ready to spend big on dredging.
And it was a beautiful day for us, but not for the folks in Florida. Milton has made landfall. I'm going to give you the latest because something very interesting has happened as the eye has moved on to land. It's lasting and staying a little bit stronger than initially thought.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Taking a live look into Lewis right now, things are calm here along the coast. That is not the case in other parts of the country. Good evening. I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams and the storm that the whole nation is watching.
You know, initially, I like to stay local with some things that are happening right now, but this type of a system, this type of a storm is once in a lifetime kind of a storm. And right now, it's beginning to make its impact right now throughout Florida. It has indeed made landfall, and it made landfall as a Category 3. Now it's still holding true to being a Category 2. Now, I said something at the top of the newscast I want to make a clear emphasis on. This is supposed to be downgraded to a Category 1. It's still at a 2. I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. So it's moving to the east-northeast at 16 miles per hour, sustained winds at about 105. And so here we see the eye as it makes its way across I-75 towards Placid Lakes and headed towards Palm Bay. With this system, we're looking at it staying at Category 2. It's supposed to be downgraded to a Category 1, but it's a Category 2 at this present time. And so with that, when it emerges, it's going to stay at Category 1. Initially, we were hoping that it would be downgraded to a tropical system or tropical storm. But it's so strong and it's wound so tight that it's not going to let go of that strengthening. So we're looking at up to 13 feet of storm surge that's associated with it. And with it staying at Category 2, here's what they're dealing with right now inland. Not over the water, but inland. We're talking about 96 to 110 mile per hour winds. 5 to 8 foot surge likely for us. So we're looking at noticeable roof damage, windows smashed, numerous downed trees, road blockages, as well as a total power outage and loss that's likely to happen and continue for several days, possibly leaning into several weeks. And just to kind of give you a perspective here, you know, when you take a look at that storm surge, so we're looking at it from above the ocean surge. Here's what we anticipate. As this begins to pull on through, we're going to be looking at 3 feet up to possibly 6 feet, and it could move up to the second floor of buildings in and around the immediate Florida area inland, not even including what's happening closer to the shore. We'll have more on this storm as we continue to track it throughout the newscast, but until then, you got to just kind of keep that in mind. You see, moving our news coverage of Hurricane Milton, it has made landfall in Florida, creating catastrophic conditions across Tampa, Florida area, especially with it staying at a Category 2, with increasing the risk of life-threatening flash flooding to occur. Lee Waldman is in Tampa with the latest on this earth-shattering and record-breaking storm.
Waters come up! I am scared to death of some of these storm surge levels. The values are absolutely dangerous and deadly.
As weather officials say, hide from the wind, run from the water.
If you're going to take that kind of risk, then it'd be best to just write your name on your clothing so we can identify you.
Nearly half of hurricane-related deaths are from storm surge, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. But as Hurricane Milton bears down on the Sunshine State, Floridians are out of time to run.
Don't try to go out now. Don't try to say, I got to get out of here and get to a shelter, because you will die.
Already, the Sunshine State reported the most tornado warnings in a day on record.
We've seen reports of damage, lots of images of those tornadoes, and some of them have been quite long-lasting as well, which is not typical for tornadoes associated with hurricanes.
One family in Fort Myers was inside their house when a tornado ripped through their neighborhood.
We all started going for the hallway, didn't even make it there in time, started doop, and I heard a piece of glass crack, and it sucked the whole roof off, and I felt the thing suck me up, and I grabbed my kid and my wife and hunkered down.
Milton is set to leave behind extensive damage, yet first responders can't go out to assess or perform life-saving operations until the wind dies down.
this is a matter of life and death, and I can't put it any more bluntly or directly than that.
In Tampa, Florida, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
And let me clarify your perspective on this. This is still a Category 2. Typically, when hurricanes, tropical storms move across the land, it loses a great deal of power because it's not over the water, which helps to power these cells. This is staying at Category 2, not only in strength as far as the depths of that low pressure system is concerned, but the mere girth of this storm alone is covering most of Florida right now, and it's still at a Category 2 level. Once again, if you have friends, family, and they're there, they've got to stay in place. It's too late to do any kind of moving right now because it's just that dangerous. And Charlie, we're not even taking into account the debris that was already there from the previous hurricane. And now with a Category 2 in place, it's swirling it around. And that means we have a projectile problem along with the flooding. Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. And we're going to have to wait until that storm passes to really evaluate just how much damage is caused by Hurricane Milton. But it is expected to be extensive. The good news is help is on the way, and some of that help coming from Delmarva itself, including crews and equipment from Delmarva Power. Meanwhile, Governor Carney has activated 100 Delaware National Guard members and more than 40 trucks. All of that is heading south over the next 24 hours. Once they're able to get on site, they'll be busy distributing supplies like food, water, and medical care.
Individuals that are combat medic certified, also just regular basic soldier skills relating to first aid. We'll have wrecker or tow truck capabilities with the equipment, the trucks, and the operators.
Major General Barry says right now the plan is for the Guard members to stay a week, but that could change. Meanwhile, those Delmarva Power crews, they were sent out 2 weeks ago to Georgia, actually. They're now coming home.
A major development in Lewis is moving forward. The Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission approved 4 items today related to the North Star subdivision. The development plans to bring 758 single-family homes, 94 multi-family units, and 96,000 square feet of commercial space. It would go at the intersection of Route 9 and Beaver Dam Road. Commissioners said in that meeting today that they listened to the public and the public's concerns, and they believe the project will have only a minor impact on local roads. The Sussex Preservation Coalition, a local nonprofit, has been raising issues about this project for months. A board member tells us they're concerned that DelDOT may not finish road improvements before the development is complete.
What we heard today was encouraging. However, the devil is in the details. There was talk in terms of conditions for coordinating the build out with the road improvements. What we have to see is what does that coordination look like?
The plans still need final approval from the Sussex County Council.
Happening now, there's something a little foul in the air in Millsboro, and the people that live there say, hey, this stinks. I think you get the idea there, get the message. Millsboro town officials say more people are asking where this nostril stinging stench is coming from. As you can imagine, theories abound. This is a problem that popped up back in March, and DENREC was asked then if it was from the dredging project in the nearby Indian River. Officials did not confirm the project as the source of the smell, but had said that dredging materials can produce a rotten egg smell. The town says hey, don't blame us.
I can confirm it's not from our wastewater plant. It's nothing the town's doing. It's definitely the sources east of town.
Today, a DENREC spokesperson said definitively there are no odors coming from the ongoing Indian River dredging project. They say there's a possibility, though, that the odor is coming from nearby bridge work.
The city of Lewis is discussing plans to create a resiliency fund. The city says this would be a fee for things like infrastructure, utilities, housing, and accessibility. Some of the goals are to set up a stormwater budget, maintain grant installations, and emergency funds for projects like road issues during storms. Some locals, though, they have doubts about the fee.
So people come in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later, they don't have to pay for anything. Meanwhile, how much are we paying? you know.
The dollar amount of the fee has yet to be determined by the city.
These shallow waters in the Little Assawoman Bay are decades old as a problem, but the Fenwick Island Town Council says a dredging project will officially start October 14th. According to the town, the project is going to cost $2.3 million, with the state of Delaware and Sussex County giving money to fund the project. The town will only have to pay $500,000 of that to make it happen, and one local says it is 100% worth the money.
It's a project that's been very difficult, I know, to initiate, and a lot of hurdles that the folks have had to jump. And I just really appreciate their consistency, persistence, and pursuit of the best solution. And that's what I'm confident we're going to get.
Nice view from that deck. The dredging work in Fenwick Island, that is set to finish November 12th.
We have an update and some good news tonight. Earlier this week, CoastTV brought you the story of a sea turtle rescued by the Mare Institute in Bethany Beach. Well, this young Kemp's Ridley turtle had a short overnight stay at Ocean City's Stranding Response Center, but it has now been taken to a long-term rehab facility. The little guy was hit by a boat propeller and had lacerations that needed to be tended to.
We're just getting going this evening here.
Looking for a home, the Brandywine Valley SPCA is taking in animals to help shelters down in Florida, and they're running an adoption special.
And slow down, Rehoboth. That is one of the suggestions of a new traffic study aimed at improving safety in the nation's summer capital.
And we're going to be in the safety of a lot of sunshine with our Bay forecast. We're going to go from 64 all the way up to 78 in Cambridge. Wall-to-wall sunshine, and we're looking at 3 days of mostly sunny skies in Crisfield, maybe a few clouds on Thursday. Your full forecast and an update on what's happening with that monster storm Milton coming up in 60 seconds.
When my husband got sick, he needed full-time care, but I couldn't afford to be there for him.
Workers in Delaware were forced to choose between their paychecks and their families. It was wrong.
Sarah knew we had to fix this, so she met with everyone and listened. Sarah brought Democrats and Republicans together.
Being able to care for a sick child or partner without losing your pay, that's going to help a lot of people.
I'm Sarah McBride. I approve this message because bringing people together is how to get things done.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows and pick the perfect apples, organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is now in the Lewis Elementary School parking lot on Savannah Road every Saturday from 9 to noon.
All right, so as we take a look at what's happening with our current temperatures, we're in the 50s right now, and we're keeping a close eye on what's happening with Milton, so I'm going to give you the latest on that. But I'll also begin to kind of take a look at what's happening with our weather. I want to go ahead and say something up front. Milton is not a threat for us here in Delmarva, to be honest, and there's a big, gigantic, high-pressure system that's helping to block that from being a problem for us immediately, unless you have, obviously, family or property down in Florida. 53 degrees right now in Lewis, a very cool 50 degrees in Redden as well as Georgetown, and we're holding at 49 degrees right now in Delmar. The winds are pouring out of the northwest, pardon me, and we're going to expect for it to continue to stay a bit of a cutting breeze. Breezy and blustery conditions along the beach, that's going to be our big concern for actually the next, let's say, 24 to 36 hours. Small craft advisory, which is indicating 25-mile-per-hour winds, is going to stay active along the coast for us throughout Sussex, and all the way down around the entire Delmarva Peninsula, now that the cold front has pushed through. That's it, big line with the triangles there for you, those bars indicating that. So we're looking at very gusty winds along the coast, and so we want to monitor and take a look at the forecasted winds. Now, as we go into Thursday morning, watching out for about 18, close to 20-mile-per-hour winds along the coast, and then we go up to about 24 to almost 25-mile-per-hour winds by lunchtime for Thursday. And then the next time we're expecting some very blustery winds is going to be on Sunday, but it will change direction coming out of the south. So as far as the breeziness is concerned, that's what we're watching out for. Now, the latest look of the tropical look was happening with Milton. It's a Category 2. And I wanted to clear all of the enhanced satellite depiction because sometimes that looks a little too intimidating and a little confusing. I want to make this very simple. The storm has made landfall as a Category 3. It's a Category 2. We're supposed to weaken to a Category 1. But it's not. It's just that strong of a storm. So it's going to stay that and looking like it's going to emerge as still a Category 1 hurricane after it moves over land. And typically, your tropical systems lose a lot of strength. So here's the wider view now that we've explained what that is. Now you see what you're looking at. You can see that enhanced satellite depiction of it's just slowly moving towards the east-northeast at 16 miles per hour. Sustained winds at 105 miles per hour. Watching out for, once again, that surge up to 13 feet for where it initially hit. So we're dealing with Category 3 as it hit at 111 to 113 with 9 to 12 foot waves. That's been our concern. Now, as we focus on our weather here at home, we're looking for sunshine, pretty much quiet conditions for us with temperatures in the 60s. We're looking for a great deal of sunshine, temperatures of 64 degrees for us around the entire Delmarva Peninsula pretty quickly for us. And as that continues to be the case for us, we go into Thursday, no problems. Friday, no problems, although we will cool down to 40 degrees pretty quickly. So as we go along the beach here, you'll notice we stay with the sunshine and increasing the temperature eventually coming out of that frosty feel in the early morning hours. So with that being the case, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. In traffic news, it can be slow going and crowded in Rehoboth Beach, especially during the busy season. As Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson reports, in an effort to tackle that problem, the city hired transportation consultant group, the Rossi Group, to study the problem and to find solutions.
Speed limits and parking meters. Two things that the Rossi Group wants to see changed in Rehoboth Beach. At a meeting with the mayor and commissioner's workshop on Monday, they covered both topics. For the meters, they want to see the city go digital with touchscreen meters and tap and pay options. Locals like Tim O'Connell and Tom Kitty both like the idea.
I mean, it makes it a lot easier for all of us. I mean, I like digital.
No, I wouldn't be against it at all. I'd be definitely be for digital parking meters.
Tom Kitty also says enforcing these speed limits and other traffic laws here in Rehoboth Beach aren't quite up to par.
I don't really know that speeding is a big problem. It's just enforcement. I mean, in general, traffic enforcement downtown could be pepped up a little bit.
Tim disagrees. He thinks dropping the speed limit a little lower might just do the trick.
I think that's probably a good idea because some people, they like to go a little bit above 25 too down here. So bring it down to 20. That's a very good idea.
The next time these stats will be discussed is at the November mayor and commissioner meeting, which would take place right behind me at the Rehoboth Beach City Hall. In Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, hey, what should the speed limit in Rehoboth be to get people to drive safer?
Let's take a look at the results, and we've got some mixed answers here. Most people saying keep the current speed limit. 32% saying 25, 7% saying 20, 12% saying 15 miles per hour.
15 is hard to go. That's pretty slow. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we'll show you updated results online.
Still to come tonight, breaking up Google. The Department of Justice wants to split up the tech giant, calling it a monopoly.
The Corolla legacy is earned, rooted in affordable reliability. With convenience and unexpected comfort. Lease a Corolla Cross LE for $319 a month or buy a Corolla sedan with low 5.49 APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
Growing plants is hard. But my plant at Grandma's house is magic. Whoa! It grows all kinds of yummy stuff. I don't know how it does it. Grandma, it even grew ranch dressing.
Wow. You're always there for them. And we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
It's a prosecutor's job to help keep families safe. And as state's attorney, I did so without apology because I believe anyone who commits a heinous crime or anyone who harms a child must be held accountable. I worked with law enforcement and cut violent crime by 50%. And as county executive, made investments to recruit and train more officers. I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I'm running for Senate because I never back down from tough jobs. That's why I approve this message.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
The U.S. government is weighing the breakup of one of the world's largest and most consequential monopolies, Google. In a court filing Tuesday, the Justice Department said it may recommend separating Google's search business from Android, Chrome, and the Google Play App Store. The DOJ says this would prevent Google from using its search features to advance its products over rivals. In a blog post, Google said the government's potential plan could make the customer experience worse and undermine people's privacy. This comes after a federal judge ruled in August that Google had violated antitrust laws with its search business. The Brandywine Valley SPCA has made room for animals fleeing storm-ravaged areas of the South. They received 30 cats today. And as you can see on your screen right now, they are unloading all of the animals to bring into the shelter. It's important to note here, all of these cats were already up for adoption in Florida. By taking them out of the shelter there, the SPCA says the Florida shelter is clear for pets that get lost during the storm. To make room for more shelter pets, the Brandywine Valley SPCA has waived adoption fees for all large adult dogs and adult cats through October 16th.
We got some cats up for adoption there, folks. Coming up in sports, Polytech picks up a nice road win in volleyball, and other local teams, well, they didn't fare as well away from home.
And burnout blues, how emotional exhaustion can impact your life and what you can do to fight back.
And looks like we're going to have pretty good-looking golf weather, to be quite honest. A little bit on the cool side early, but if you can weather that, we're still talking about excellent conditions, just a fall-like chill and sunny skies.
We salute Colin Nauman. Colin joined the Milton Fire Department in 2018 and has quickly risen through the ranks, serving as both a lieutenant and a captain. Known for his exceptional skills as a firefighter, Colin is also recognized for his dedication to mentoring new members of the department. His leadership and commitment to excellence not only enhance safety and efficiency within the team, but also foster a supportive and knowledgeable environment for the next generation of firefighters.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a four-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
It's the perfect time to upgrade your home's comfort with Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. Now, through November 30th, get up to $1,700 with Carrier's Cool Cash Instant Rebate on qualifying systems. That's right, big savings on a brand new energy-efficient heating system. You may also be eligible for a federal tax credit up to $2,000 with a qualified system. Get it done now and stay warm all winter long. Call Coastal Comfort or visit coastalcomfort.com, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Join us for the Top 50 Sales Drive going on right now at Preston Ford. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Save big with 2024 models such as Escape, Mavericks, and Bronco Sports, all with options starting under $30,000. Check out the entire selection at PrestonFord.com. Purchase a Ford online and we'll deliver it to your driveway. But hurry in as the inventory moves fast during our race to the top 50 in the nation. And remember, cars cost less in Preston.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
In health news, Melinda French Gates has launched a new $250 million fund to improve women's mental and physical health.
Action for Women's Health will help address the health inequalities between men and women. Interested organizations can apply to receive a share of funding. French Gates previously said she decided to financially support reproductive freedoms after the Supreme Court's decision that lets states decide abortion rights.
French Gates is one of the world's wealthiest and most prominent philanthropists. As part of her divorce agreement with Bill Gates, she received $2.5 billion from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation when she resigned in June.
In the battle against the bulge, weight loss drugs have been a big tool in dropping pounds. And according to a national survey, a quarter of employers say they're considering adding coverage for GLP-1 drugs for weight loss. Medications like these have been typically covered for employers for diabetes, but not for the weight loss side of things. Workers will now learn whether they'll be eligible during open enrollment launching this month at some companies.
Well, being an adult is not always easy. I mean, you can just ask Charlie. Odds are you're juggling more than one thing at a time, and it may all feel overwhelming or have you wondering how much more you can take. Well, in today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains the impact emotional exhaustion can have and has some ways to overcome it.
You may be a caretaker or parent, have a high-pressure job, or grieving a loss. Maybe it's all of the above. Sometimes life can leave you feeling drained.
The impact is quite large, both emotionally and also physically.
Dr. Denise Milstein with Mayo Clinic says emotional exhaustion is when your feelings become overwhelming. It can lead to symptoms like anxiety, irritability, and lack of focus. There can also be physical symptoms like fatigue, headaches, and lack of appetite.
I think one of the difficulties with emotional exhaustion is that it's not exactly a clinical diagnosis that would be captured in an office visit, for example.
That's why Milstein says it's important to stay aware of your feelings and address them. Eat a healthy, balanced diet is the core of well-being. Get regular exercise. Identify unhelpful thoughts such as you're not good at something, then replace them with balanced thoughts.
See if it's actually the reality or something you were just conditioned to believe early on and have never stopped to re-examine.
Finally, she says to find a method for stress management that's right for you.
These can include apps or books, journaling, or going to group sessions or therapy. The important thing is that you do something and you do it with intention.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What a night for volleyball in the First State and other sports a little further north. Let's start close to home and see if I have any voice left for the rest of it. Hodgson hosting Polytech. Panthers looking to move to 7-4 in the season. First set, Poly up 9, but this kill is shut down. Gabrielle Mercedes, that's a first-class block. It's 2012. Later, Panthers can clinch. Mercedes driving towards the net again, this time denied. And Poly takes the first frame 25-15. To the second we go. Abigail Forshee serving for the Silver Eagles, and that's golden. No one sending it back. It's an ace for the junior. 5-4 lead. Hodgson would keep the advantage late, but the Panthers would claw back. How? That front row for the black and red. Poly would take the second frame 25-23 and sweep this one in straight sets. Up in Queens, the Phillies' season ends with a 3-1 series loss to the Mets. Francisco Lindor's grand slam in the 6th inning powers New York to its first NLCS appearance since 2015, when the Mets would go on to lose to the Royals in the World Series. Phillies' campaign ends before the league championship round for the first time since 2021. New York now plays the winner of the Padres or the Dodgers. And for you Delaware football fans, just 2 days from a great first state game of the night, we'll be on hand for Cape and Sussex Central in a divisional clash in Lewis. Headed for sports.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
Not all internet is priced this good. Switch to Extreme and go super fast, starting at just $19.99 a month for a year. Oh yeah, hook up your home with powerful Wi-Fi, 99.99% network reliability, plus get a Zumo Stream box. Not all internet is priced this good. Switch today and get fast speeds and whole home Wi-Fi starting at $19.99 a month for a year. Call 844-EXTREME2 for details.
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, at least $16,000.
Senate candidate Angela Alsobrooks took advantage of tax breaks that she was not eligible to get.
Angela Alsobrooks' campaign says she was unaware of the error.
That's odd because all 4 mortgages were in her name on the D.C. property.
Alsobrooks owes $59,000 in back taxes. Alsobrooks isn't just dishonest on her taxes, she's dishonest with us. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
See the beauty of Delmarva from a bird's eye view. Soaring over the shore, Mondays on Coast TV News at 6. Sponsored by Morse Roofing and Siding.
Are damaged and outdated showers and tubs hurting your rental property or hotel bookings? Repair and reglaze them for less. Call Hurls Bath Repair for a free estimate.
Finally, my favorite story of the night. The results are in for Alaska's Fat Bear Week competition. 128 Grazer, you see right here, is the winner, getting more than 71,000 votes to earn the Mama Bear title, or to earn the title. The Mama Bear beat the male 32 Chunk in this furry election, who got just over 30,000 votes. This annual contest, which has been going over a decade now, is sponsored by the national park officials. They say they do this to boost awareness about these states' wild brown bears.
All right, let's take a look at our Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City. Temperature is going to fall into the 50s. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually Bonnie Huber of Millville. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Quick reminder, we have gusty winds along the coast with small craft advisories active for the entire Delmarva Peninsula. Tonight, 45, clear skies, clear and crisp, winds northwest. Tomorrow, fall-like chill and 64 and 68 with fantastic sunshine by the time we get to Friday. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, we're going to warm to 78 and 77 degrees by the time we get to the weekend, and then we're going to cool off dramatically again going into next week. So keep those jackets and long sleeves handy.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11.
For more news and local weather, go ahead and download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that is up next.
And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.